Your Majesty.
Yes, it is I. I made the journey here to deduct the cost of repairing the garrison roof from your salary. We have not been introduced. Galfrey of Mendev. Thank you for the compliment. So, this is what he looks like. The one all Mendev is talking about. News of your deeds reached me even before my messengers could. Well, shall we drink to the crusade? I can't remember the last time I simply sat in a tavern. Wait, I do remember. It was in Canabrace, right after the Grey Garrison lost its roof and you gained your mythic powers. We came here to get to know each other better, didn't we? I propose a game. First, I ask you a personal question. Then you ask me. The rule is we must answer honestly. Agreed? Then I shall start. I remember how we first met. You were a dark horse, the unknown hero who saved the city. I sat at your table incognito so I could take a closer look at you. So tell me, what did you really see in me once I introduced myself? What did you think of me? This is not how this game is supposed to be played, but if you insist, you piqued my interest. As a rule, I am good at reading people, but I was stumped when it came to you. And the next day, I suddenly realized that I could not stop thinking about you and the mystery you posed. Is that true? Well, I suppose it must be true. We did agree to be honest after all. Now it's your turn to ask. I dream of peace for all. I dream of this war ending. I dream of a Galarian where there is less pain and injustice. But I suppose you were asking about something more personal. This may sound foolish, but I should like to stop being queen, even for just a little while. After all, I've been queen for 100 years already. But no one can know of this dream. You must keep my secret. Now, it is my turn to ask. Do you remember the day I took my leave of Dresden? Tell me, were you happy to finally become the full-fledged commander of the crusade without the queen overseeing your every move? Or perhaps you didn't want me to leave? Very well. Now it's your turn to ask. To be honest, I can hardly remember a time when I could allow myself to do anything other than wage war. I remember that I used to enjoy practicing with my sword. I also liked going out riding and tending to my horse afterward. I loved meeting with friends in Nerosian's taverns. I used to sneak out in secret so my father wouldn't know. But, of course, he always found out about my secret adventures in the end. He never scolded me, but the look he would give me was enough to make my knees knock together in fear. Is it my turn to ask again? Then tell me, have you ever hated me? I know that you have forgiven me, but I cannot help thinking that I made you hate me by sending you to the Abyss on an impossible mission. When the storyteller told me that he had met you in Alushanera, I didn't know what to do. I wanted to help you, to speak with you, to find out who you were, but I was afraid you wouldn't listen to me. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for telling me. Your turn now. We agreed to be honest, didn't we? He was one of my father's knights, a few years older than me. I was a young, innocent girl who had just come of age, and I fell madly in love with him. I was forever trying to contrive chance meetings with him in the palace. I always made sure to know which post he was guarding. I remember waiting for the night he would be stationed in the palace gardens. I remember my cheeks burning as I confessed my love to him. I remember our first kiss. And then my father died. I became queen, and my knight chose to abandon his position and leave. He told me that he did not wish to die young in some senseless war. My turn. How are the people in this tavern reacting to seeing us together? From where I am seated, I cannot see the entire room, and those people I can see are studiously avoiding eye contact. Fine then. I shan't pay them any notice either. Now it's your turn. You can't ask that. It's highly improper. Let's go. I awakened you after all. I apologize. To be honest, I had hoped to avoid this conversation, but apparently it is bound to happen. Thank you for this little adventure we shared. I haven't enjoyed myself like that in a long time. I hope you enjoyed it all too. Well, I should go now. I cannot lay claim to vast experience in such matters, but it seems to me that it would be best if we simply parted ways without talking, ending this connection with the subtle sense of words left unspoken. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Actually, never mind. There is nothing between us, and there never was. Nothing but some harmless flirtation and one night of pleasure, when I forgot for a moment who I was and what I am supposed to do. And I am sincerely grateful to you for the time we had. But it is over now. I am Queen Galfrey of Mendev. My duty is to defeat the Abyss and to bring peace to Galarian. I am 100 years old, a crone whose life is artificially prolonged using sun orchid elixirs. Because I am the symbol of our struggle, a living embodiment of duty. My personal feelings, they are irrelevant. Please, do not say such things. Doing so will only cause you greater pain. I do not know what will happen after our victory. I am duty. I am sorry if you cannot understand that. I am sorry. This endeavor rushes toward its conclusion. I wish to speak with you. To be honest, I almost stopped believing that I would live to see this moment. It has been at least 50 years since I stopped hoping and believing it could happen. And yet, here we are, at the entrance to Threshold. All thanks to you. The proximity of victory has made me think about About something I have not even been able to imagine for the last 80 years or so. About what happens to me next. About my life after we triumph. Mendev expects me to remain on the throne, to help rebuild the country after the war. But I no longer wish to rule. I wish to share my life with the person who has made my heart flutter again after so many years. I love you, and I am sorry that I denied my feelings and unintentionally hurt you and me both. But now, on the eve of our victory, I ask you to let me stand beside you in this battle. Let me join you in Threshold and help you defeat the World Wound. And after that, let me remain beside you, wherever you are and wherever you go. After all the things I have said, I cannot just let you go into the final battle all alone. I care deeply about my country, but my time has passed. I am a symbol of war, not a symbol of peace. And I venture that I deserve to live the rest of my long, long life the way I want. If, of course, you want the same. And still, I cannot help but hope that it is not Dayren Arenday who becomes my successor. You are right. I shall fulfill your request, although it will be difficult. No one in Mendev knows the sacrifice that the creation of the Ward Stones demanded. The stones themselves are seen as a symbol of hope and safety. To destroy them would be akin to dismantling the fortress walls around Mendev's cities. It will provoke suspicion and panic, even if the demons are defeated by that time. But the angels have done their duty and should be freed. Therefore, should we win, I shall carry out your request, even if it means losing the people's trust. I love you. I thought I was no longer capable of that feeling. Well, look at me now, standing and blushing before you like a slip of a girl. We have one last battle ahead of us, and then my duty will be done. I shall be free to be with you.